Welcome back to the pregame show on the NECBL Broadcast Network. It is time for the Broadcasters Roundtable. Dave Peck alongside Newport Gulls field reporter Arm Layton and the voice of the Sanford Mainers, Mike Glennon. Arm, we'll start with you. Big comeback win yesterday. They split the doubleheader. How do they carry that momentum forward?
Well, I mean, a comeback win, like you said, in the end of the game, the Gulls have been struggling. To have something like that to bring into the next game, we've been talking about over and over again, flipping the calendar, building off of something. That's something that the Gulls can really build off of and carry it into Cardines Field, where they've been better than they have been on the road.
Nick Enright did get the start, and it was Nate Ryder who picked up his 7th save of the season. What did you see from those guys yesterday?
Well, they need consistency, like we've said, from the pitching. It's been really inconsistent. And when you give up runs early, it's really hard to climb back into the game. Ryder's been dominant in the back of the bullpen, but the point is getting to that point where you have the lead and he can shut the door, and that's on the starting pitching. And for Enright to give back-to-back quality starts, that's something the Gulls really need to build off of, and hopefully it's contagious and the rest of the rotation can build off of that as well.
Newport has had quite a few guys leave the Gulls this season, and Cole Austin in particular, he was a guy leading the offense, but a couple of guys have stepped up here for Newport.
Absolutely. Stevie Mangram's looked great. 2 home runs yesterday. The middle of the order is as good as any middle of the order you're going to see in the NECBL. Of course, that's a lot of offense you got to make up with Cole Austin, who is around the top of the league in terms of run production. But like I said, the Gulls have as good of a middle of the order as any team in the league, and Stevie Mangram has to pick up the slack, and you got guys like Dalton Reed as well. And I think they'll do that, and as we've seen Stevie start to do that already.
All right, Mike, we'll toss it over to you. Sanford coming in at .233 average, last in the NECBL, but they're third in the Southern Division. Something's been working. What do they have to do to get the win here tonight?
Well, I mean, the crucial thing's been pitching all season long. That's really kind of what has got this team here. 2 really strong arms in the back end of the bullpen with both Jack Weisenberger and John Murphy, and really just kind of up and down the bullpen has really been where it's at. A very capable lineup. If you look at the numbers of what these guys did at school, what they've been able to do here, it's been short little bursts, but if they can put it all together, that's the real key, is when are they both going to come together. It's been either or. It's time to put both together, especially moving down this final stretch. The hitting is there, just need to get a little bit more consistency out of it.
Is there something in particular about the hitting, about the approach maybe, that has hurt them, or just hasn't been going their way?
I don't necessarily know about the approach. They're aggressive as usual. They love to play small ball, which is a huge crucial part of this team, but I think the biggest thing is hitting with 2 outs. The 2-out hitting has been a little bit short, to say the least, as far as earlier on in this season. And getting runners in scoring position and bringing those guys, they've started to do a lot better job early in games of capitalizing on that. They just need to be a little bit more consistent about it, especially with 2 outs in an inning, because again, late in games, 2 outs in an inning with runners in scoring position, that's crucial. Had a bases loaded jam the other night at the end of the game, in the bottom of the 9th inning, 2 outs, weren't able to bring anybody home, went into the 10th and ended up falling in extras. So that's just kind of where it comes in, and I really think that if they start to get the 2-out hitting going, then you'll start to see this team really start turning around.
The Mainers, of course, from the Northern Division. It's been a Northern Division that Valley has really controlled the entire season, and the Mainers are on the upper side of a drop-off in the standings, but how confident is this team going forward the last couple of weeks, and possibly, if they're able to hold on, get a playoff spot and make a run?
Well, I mean, the Mainers have kind of been up there the entire season. Really, besides their 1 and 2 start, they've been in the top 3 positions, have been tied for first, second. Really, this is the first, I guess, prolonged period where we've been in that 3rd spot. It's only been a couple of days. We've been in second for most of it. You start to see Valley drop a couple of games, kind of start to even out, level out. So I really think it's just a matter of, as long as you're one of the last 3 teams left in this Northern Division, then you have a chance. And if this team has a chance, I have 100% confidence in the fact that, given a 1-game playoff, even in the 3-game series, you put this team up against really anybody in this league, they'd be able to hang with them, if not beat them. So.
All right, should be a good matchup between the Gulls and the Mainers. For Mike Glenn and Arm Layton, I'm Dave Peck. The Newport Gulls pregame show continues next, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.